And we're gonna start off. We might as well just talk about Tainted Grail really quick, just because it's kind of funny. So, just really fast. This wasn't planned or anything, but this game released recently. Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. It's a lot of people are saying it's like a Soul / Oblivion kind of remix, which immediately caught my attention when I heard that.
I want to play that, man.
It hit a peak on Steam of 20,011.
Damn.
Which is interesting for a game that's coming out from, I don't believe, what did this studio ever release before? They released a couple of games before, like weird little small games here and there.
Oh, so they had a sequel of some sort, I think.
They what?
The first game was like, it has the same name, but a different, Conquest. Tainted Grail Conquest
or something.
This is probably some form of like, let's see, this might be like a ARPG or something? No. Card game? I have no idea. What the fuck
you know
is
what
this?
it looks like? Honestly, like people say it's Soulsy, like in terms of look. No, it looks like a mix of like Elder Scrolls and Kingdoms of Amalur, if you remember that game.
Oh, hell
Yes.
yeah. That game's great.
Yeah, it was a fire-ass game. It looks like a mix of that. That's really kind of what has me intrigued, low-key.
Yeah, it looks
I'm trying to play all these games, bro.
See, now
I feel like Kingdom of
Amalur
Amalur really didn't get its due diligence. It's really sad.
Because didn't it release around the same time as Skyrim and Dragon's Dogma? Shortly after.
It kind of got overshadowed.
And then the company
Sure
went
Ari
under.
Salvatore worked on that game, which is like he's one of my favorite writers.
But the beautiful thing is that this random game is beating Avowed, which is just hilarious, by the way. Now you're going to get people say, oh, but Avowed was on Game Pass. What about the 5 million players? It's like, come on, bro.
It's like the businessman of Yu Yu Hakusho. You never expect it.
Seriously.
Was anyone actually happy playing that piece of shit? Really?
No.
Yeah, man.
Not even the people who made it were happy.
Although, ironically, can confirm this game in the character creator. So there's two things about this game that I know of so far, because I booted it up. I made a character just to kind of mess around, but I didn't actually play the game. Number one, there's no A and B nonsense. It's male and female.
Nice.
There is no pronoun nonsense in it. It's a really straightforward character creator. This second thing, and this is a little more worrisome, it's becoming a trend in RPGs, especially like these. No body sliders whatsoever. You can't do anything to the body at all as a male or a female. The only thing you can do is add a tat. It's basically like Avowed. Same thing like Avowed. You can only add a tattoo or something, but you cannot body slide anything whatsoever. So that kind of sucks.
Now, Avowed was a massive, project backed by Xbox, the whole nine. What about this? Is this like an indie game that's just got good production?
I heard it has under 50 people that worked on it.
It's 55 people worked on this game, so this is a pretty small project, a little bit bigger than Expedition 33, but it's probably in the same realm of budget, maybe slightly more. So it doesn't really need a major hit in order for it to make its money back or anything like that. So I think 20K concurrent is a decent start. I'm sure they would want a lot more, but again, time will tell. We are in the first weekend. We'll see if the second weekend or maybe word of mouth, because games like this take it's like a 50-60 hour game. So as word of mouth gets out there, if it's positive or negative, then that could determine where this game goes. Right now, it's not looking too amazing. I mean, it's at 85% positive. It's got 5,000 reviews so far, but 85%
playing right now.
Seems like it's getting like that feel good, like, hey, this is actually pretty dope, like, little not very well known game, but I'm having some fun with it. That's kind of the general reception that I'm seeing from this game, which is cool. If it wasn't such a stacked, like, going into summer, I would definitely have picked this up, but it's definitely on my to play list in the future for sure, because it does look really cool.
Yeah,
I was
What's up, Cassie? We need to make sure everything is we bitch about woke. We got journalists watching. They got articles to write.
I was sent a review copy of it, and I haven't been able to get to it. But to be fair, I didn't ask for it. They just
fucking guy. Oh, I got a review copy, and I still haven't played it because I'm Smash JT.
So Smash JT has he's basically confirmed the studio likes to waste money. All right, that's fine. Listen,
no. Hold up.
They should have said, yeah, I would have been playing it.
content creators, and they saw me, and they were like, "Hey, this guy's
this guy doesn't play games, so let's
big time gamer."
Yeah, give me a key and I'll boot it up.
JT.
Talk about it.
That's insane.
Damn. They said you're mooing, my guy. They said
I didn't ask for.
Oh, you found your moo. Whee! Good job. Where'd that come from? Oh, wow.
Sorry, the fucking wee is just killing me every time.
They said you're mooing and weeing. That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
insane.
Gross.
You know what? That's fine. But yeah, I'm interested in this game. I'm excited to check it out. I like
it does
the
have decent sales, by the way.
What was that?
It does have decent sales for a game that's out for 2 days. Like they're like the game analytics stuff.
Not bad.
Yeah, the game analytics stuff. They're still not very accurate, but like having that many sales in 2 days for such a game, it's pretty okay in my view.
Yeah.
I always take it at the lowest number usually, so I always imagine like 140 is probably where it's at right now, maybe 150. 150 at full price though. I mean, what's this game selling for again? I forget. Let me see. $45, bro. So this is another
$45 game.
Damn, how are $80 games gonna
game?
How are $80 games gonna succeed in a market where good quality games keep coming out at $45-50?
Be Rockstar.
Exactly. They're saying a huge giant fuck you to the AAA currently, like with the $70 and $80. They're saying, you know what?
Cool.
F you to the moon. We're gonna sell it for like even for less than $50, even though $50 is already below standard. They say fuck you. We're saying that, and people are gonna go to those games just like.
And think about the value proposition too. I mean, a $50 game with 50 to 60 hours of content. I mean, again, it's another Expedition 33 situation where they're just flat out saying, okay, you guys want to charge $80 for that? Fine. We're not going to do that, So this is awesome. I mean, it's good to see that there are some studios out there that are trying to give you an actual value for your dollar versus other studios that are just like, well, you're not a real fan unless you pay $80 for my game.
I'm starting to think that those smaller developers were kind of banding together and were waiting for something like this, and we're like, okay, this is our chance to basically kick them in the kneecaps and just go for the kill, because with those $70-$80, they're like, players are gonna pay up. And now these smaller developers comment, no, you don't have to pay up. Here's good content for less money. And you already see what's happening. Like, you saw what's happening with Doom Dark Ages. Like, Doom Dark Ages is a very nice game. I watched several streams. Like, I can't play it on my potato PC, but it's a nice game. But $70, like, for what? Less than 20 hours of content or something?
Yeah.
I mean,
I beat that game in 15.
The thing is, it's not even necessarily the time, that's attached to these $80 games, $70 games. It's more so like where's the value? Like, that's what I constantly question with AAA games that are at these. There's just no, like, bro, if it's just like a 20-hour game, but it's the fucking best 20 hours I've ever fucking had playing video game, bro, I'll pay money. Like, but these games, they can't even sell me on a hope and a dream, and they want to charge me $80 fucking. Like, this is a joke.
Exactly.
The only thing in front of this game really is just the fact that nobody really knows about it. Asmongold tweeted out like literally at 1 a.m. today.
I saw that.
Yeah, I just heard about this game, played it for about an hour, and so far so good. And it's like the only thing holding this game back is the lack of knowledge. Whereas you see games like Avowed, like Microsoft's put these games in front of everyone's face, and they're basically, they have maximum like potential in terms of being seen, but nobody cares. Whereas like some of these smaller titles, the thing that's holding them back is brand recognition, as well as just the fact that they need to get their game out there into more eyes.
Yeah, I'm curious where this is going to fall, but I think that from it's definitely a smaller studio. I mean, you could just, even if you didn't know the numbers, you could tell by their previous games, this is not exactly a big, publisher or studio, because most of their games seem to be very cozy, small scale kind of video games, so this is their first ever attempt at something that's a lot bigger than that. And I just like the setting. I like the darker darker fantasy style setting. So it's pretty cool. So I'll be most likely checking this one out Monday, and I guess we'll go from there. I know Veridark is playing it. What happened?
Like I'm just sitting there. I'm thinking. I'm like, how many games have we had this year that have come out under like $50, and they've all been bangers? And it's like you really don't have any excuse for charging the amount of money that you're charging for these AAA games, because all these little indie studios are giving us all this fun, all this content for like $45, $50, $25. All these games coming out, and then you want to be fucking Dragon Age and be like, hey, we're going to charge $70 for a fucking HR simulator.
It's gonna be really difficult for them to sell that idea. I'm telling you,
even
it's gonna be very hard.
Yeah, man, it's not gonna work.
Even better.
No, it's not gonna work. The tide's changed.
I don't see anybody paying like $70 to $80 for a video game anymore. I really don't.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie.
There's still a lot of marks out there, but I think the tide has turned for people.
I will say for sure that, like, gamer gamers, not like people who just want like a new game, but gamers, people who want, like, value for their dollar. Gamers. Yeah, they're gonna look at a lot of what's going on in the market, like up $70, $80, $90 games, $100 for fucking GTA. You know what? You got it, Rockstar. You got it, Nintendo. I'm gonna go ahead and go play these games. When those games hit a sale or some shit like that, or if I find them on an ISO or some shit, then I'll try your game out. We'll see how it goes from there, and I'll let you know if it's worth the $100 at that point.
Yeah, it's the thing is, it's like, a lot of us are rational purchasers. Like, we're willing to put some money out there, but if it looks worth it, bro. A big majority of my channel is just making fun of pay pigs. That's what they are. They're literal fucking pay pigs.
Whales.
We've had motherfuckers that have said, I'll easily pay $100 for games. These are the type of people that we're dealing with in the space, unfortunately. And how many of them are out there, in terms of willing to pay 80 to 100? I don't know, but I'm sure there's a lot of them, especially with brand recognition. It isn't even doing their research or knowing it or looking at the game and seeing if it's good or not. They just will look at a long-standing franchise and they will pay like the pay pigs that they are. They don't give a fuck.
Correct.
Yeah. Also, we're at the stage where, like, a lot of casual buyers are starting to watch more and more YouTubers before they buy. Like, it's much bigger than it was several years ago. Like, I've had a lot of people on my streams, even though they're smaller streams, that were getting like, they're like, okay, you're playing Expedition 33, I want to see how it goes, and they're going on other streams. I was the same actually as well. Like, I generally tend to look at the game, especially a new release, to see if it's worth it because of the rising prices. I mean, like, when we go to $100, like, less and less people are gonna be able to spend $100 for something that they don't really know if it's gonna pan out the money.
I wouldn't be surprised if by next generation, like, PS6 and whatnot, we're looking at $89.99 being the standard. Eventually, they're gonna creep their way up. I wouldn't be surprised if every generation now they creep their way up $10.
It's gonna. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's just not gonna be sustainable, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do the full shrinkflation, like go full shrinkflation, where it's like we'll charge you $80-$90 for a disc that has like 83 megabytes of access to the game, so that you can then download it to your console or whatever, something like that. You don't actually own the game; you just own a physical license. Like, that's basically what they're doing. I feel like that's what's going to happen, unfortunately.
Well, you need to get comfortable not owning your games.
Yeah, they're going to try and do it one way or the other, whether it's pricing you out or what. And we can all see it, so they can go fuck themselves.